Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? Welcome to Real Talk Fitness with your two hosts, Coach Christian
and Coach Robert.
Oh, yeah. And look, today what we want to talk to you about is getting married to your results. All right. Now, I know that sounds a little crazy. It's like getting out there. We're talking about fitness and we're bringing marriage into it. And the number one thing that, myself and Robert know as coaches is that it's commitment. Like,
it really is.
That's the biggest problem in the gym is not necessarily the nutrition tips, what diet you're on, what workout plan you're doing. I mean, yes, those things are all very important.
All the essentials, of course.
But at the end of the day, it's really about commitment and consistency.
Really is. We have this conversation all the time. And my biggest thing was like, hey, Christian, you know what, man? I want to make a podcast. Not only just fitness, but like what it is, the mental aspect, the emotional aspect. Because once you break it down to those bare essentials, like what is your why? And is your why strong enough to be your commitment ultimately? Because I hear the biggest thing is I'm not motivated enough. I'm not committed to this. They know they want the change. They want it, but do they need it for themselves ultimately, So I think that's a big thing. I was like, let's do this. I need to jump on this. I want the message to be across. Like, what is your commitment level? When you're waking up, are you telling yourself, am I ready to make that change? Am I looking myself in the mirror? Am I proud of what I'm doing right now? Am I not proud of it? Are you asking these questions? Because other people are going to ask you those questions, and you could give that, yeah, I got this, and kind of push it off. But inside, and you trust yourself enough to, hey, am I really doing this? Ultimately, what do you think, man?
You know what? Truthfully, like I said, at the end of the day, everyone always asks us coaches, where do you get your energy from? And I think it's always a mission. I was thinking about it this morning. Today I woke up and I was on my drive to the gym, and naturally it's so easy to go into a negative state of mind. Like it's dark. Me and Robert wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. We're up ready to coach, by 5 a.m. And on my drive to work, I'm deciding what kind of day it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And every single day I remind myself of my purpose. And today I got fired up by listening like, man, I'm a coach. I'm the Phoenix of fitness. Today I'm going to help other people rise up from their ashes. I'm going to help people become better. I'm going to go into the gym and make an impact. And despite how tired I am, despite how sore I am, I'm going to show up not just for me, but for my purpose and for my mission. And I think people underestimate how important the why is. Everyone wants short-term results. Everyone wants to come into a program. Let me sign up for a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever the challenge is.
It's funny you say that because it's one of those things that I tell our members and I tell people on the outside from here is that you're understanding that your body is going to be the slowest changing thing in a fast-paced world. People want, like you said, they want those fast, short-term results, and it doesn't work that way. It's because I think one of the problems is that we're so used to, at the same time, everything being so fast. Information is on our cell phones, communication, we could drive there,
we're
fast
spoiled,
food.
Man.
We are spoiled in the sense that everything is quick, it's fast, and it's convenient. But when it comes to our bodies are like, you want change, it's going to take some time, and I'm going to fight you back. It fights you back, and people know it. Anybody that has tried to quit coffee or caffeine, they struggle. They go through withdrawals. They're like, I feel just headaches. I feel mad. I'm grumpy. I need my coffee. And it's the same thing when it comes to results. When it comes to changing your body tries to fight back, and it's one of those things I tell people you have to get past that. You got to overcome that big, huge hump in the beginning. After that, it's still a roller coaster. Even though for us coaches, it's a roller coaster. But you have to understand, you got to stay on that roller coaster ride, ultimately.
And you ride the ups and you rise the downs. And like you said, man, it's rough and it fights back. That's called resistance, right?
Right.
And guess what? By doing resistance training, that's how you get results. But at the end of the day, you mentioned something like fighting back. And, how many of you are our listeners listening are married? How many of you are in a relationship? Maybe you're not married, like myself. I'm in a committed relationship, but I'm also not married. At the end of the day, I know, I got to be married to the process of loving that person, right? And I recently had a talk with the pastor. I have a lot of mentors of mine, and I have this pastor friend, and he asked me, he goes, Christian, you've been dating this girl. I don't want to get too personal, but why aren't you guys married yet? From the church aspect, it's like, if you've been dating for this long, you should be married already, Right. And at the end of the day, we had this deep conversation, and he goes, look, the big thing is that you sound nervous about making this commitment,
Right.
and obviously with fitness, I
It's the
wasn't
same
nervous.
thing. It's the
It's,
same
it's the
thing.
same thing. He goes,
Essentially.
you seem a little nervous, but at the end of the day, you got to realize when you're getting married, there is no option for divorce.
Right.
When you get married, there you go through the ups, you go through the downs, you fight the resistance without even the idea of, hey, this is temporary. It has to be a permanent decision, and that's what we're mentioning. Like, if you're not married to the process of you changing your body,
Right.
it's only going to be a temporary
It's
change.
like you said, it's a life commitment decision. That's the thing about fitness. It's that I understood at a very young age, at like around 19. I was overweight. I used to weigh 240 pounds, and I was like, I'm not happy with how I am, especially being a young, adult. I was like, I want to be in shape. It was a vanity thing, without a doubt. It is to a certain degree, but I understood too. I'm like, my family has diabetes. They have high cholesterol. My brother passed away from cancer. People don't know that. I don't really say that. But here's the thing, though. It runs, and I was like, I need to take care of myself to try to prevent the most as possible. Because I was like, this is a life commitment decision, and I haven't looked back. And it's been for the positive. Like you said, we got to ride those ups and downs. And I've had my ups and downs with fitness myself. As a coach, as a person that's been in the fitness industry, I've gained weight, I've lost weight, I've been up, I've been down, but I've stayed committed to it at the end of the day. And that's the big thing that I have to tell people. It's like, you have to understand, this is not just like, I want to look good for my summertime. Great. That's a great why sometimes. But it's the long term of it all. To the very end of your life is what I say. And that's one of the things I take from my grandpa. He loves to work out. At his age, he's 86 years old. He still gets up. He still moves around. He still works out at home. He makes it happen. And like, he takes care of himself. And I tell people, that's that type of commitment that you got to go into it ultimately.
And my grandpa's in his 80s. He's diabetic. They wanted to chop his feet off. And guess what? While he's going to the doctor, and they're like, your feet are swollen. You're not, the insulin's not right. And he was still going for walks and hikes every day, trying to hike because he lives for that exercise. Yeah. And look, guys, the big thing is that I want to create some action steps for you. Like, this is really for you, for our listeners, for those giving us time. And the big thing is as a coach, it's not your workout plan. It's not your diet. It's you. You got to think, what is your why? What is your purpose? What is your passion? Why are you doing what you're doing? And then, are you getting married to it? Like, are you willing to propose and get committed to the results? Because the thing is, a lot of times people start the journey, they give it a month, they give it 2 months. I mean, I can't tell you how many people come in and they start weight training, right? Because that's what we specialize in. And then they're like, the weight isn't moving because I'm not starving myself of carbs, and like, they're doing things healthily, and they don't end up losing weight, water weight loss, right? Because there's weight loss challenge and the fat loss challenges. For those that don't know the difference, you can lose a bunch of water weight and drop 10, 20 pounds on the scale, but guess what? You have some carbs and you just gain that water back. But we're focused on actual health change,
the fat loss, ultimately, right? Yeah,
in reality. And like I said, if you want to see the changes, at first, you're not going to see 20 pounds in a month. You're not supposed to. Like, anything more than 5 is unhealthy. So at the end of the day, you got to realize, why is your purpose for starting? You got to remember why you're starting each and every single day. But then you got to ask yourself, like, your results want to know that you are committed. And through the hard times, are you still going to show up to the gym? Are you still going to do your meal prep? And if you're not someone that meal preps, are you still going to make good decisions where you're out to eat, buying lunch? Like, you can get results eating out, cooking at home, whatever it is. Most articles you read online are propaganda, man. Like, this is the real truth. You just got to get committed to the point to where you will never give up on the process and on your goals. And you got to do that.
Yeah. And here's the thing, ultimately, is I was told a long time ago by another Marine, it's like, anytime, you're so close, you're 80% close to your goal, the people that have committed to it, guess what? You have to create a bigger goal than that. You have to create a new mountain for yourself. Because here's an issue. People say, I'm 80% there. I can have that cheat meal. I can do this. And then we start trickling down back to that comfort zone. And here's the thing I tell people. Comfort kills goals. And it's the sad truth. I could be comfortable laying in bed, relaxing, and sleeping in. Or I could wake up early, come into the gym, work out, do a run, do something, And that's the biggest thing. It's you have to constantly remember your why and constantly upgrading that goal. You can't let it get too close. You never want to achieve, because once you're at top of the hill, there's no looking back up, right? So you got to create that bigger and bigger mountain at the end of the day.
I think it was like Tupac or Biggie, but they said, it was actually in that Biggie movie. But anyways, they said once you make it to the top, it's only downhill from there.
Yeah.
And that's why you got to never peak. You got to live your life in that philosophy that I'm never gonna peak. Every time I hit that 80%, I'm creating a brand new 100. And the truth is, guys, is complacency kills. Like, I know I'm not a Marine. Shout out to all the Marines out there, but I hang around a lot of Marines, and I've learned these military sayings, and they say complacency kills, right?
Yeah,
like, you get complacent, guess what? You stop watching over your shoulder, you stop watching the people next to you, shots get fired, like, things go down, like, lives are at risk, and your life is at risk. Like, I don't know why people think because everyone else is unhealthy that it is perfectly okay to live unhealthy. Like, it's American or the world's standards to eat junk food all day long, and everyone else is miserable, so obviously it's okay to be miserable. Like, deep down inside, I want you guys to reflect, because the truth is, I used to be a miserable person.
Misery loves what's it called?
Company, baby.
Company.
Misery loves company.
Misery loves company. It
and
really
we're
does.
trying to bring you up. So if we're making you feel uncomfortable, just realize we're not trying to keep you company. We're trying to make sure that you
You
can
know what
keep
loves better
climbing
company?
up.
Success.
Oh, yeah.
That it does. So here's the biggest thing. Anytime you've achieved the goal, and like whether it's besides fitness, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a passion, and you put some effort. Like me personally, I love to draw. I love to, paint, draw, and there was there was a gap where I didn't draw and paint. Now I try to do 30 minutes, even an hour every day, just to get it in there. And like sometimes I draw this, I think is a great, drawing, and somebody tells me like that looks amazing, and there's no better feeling. No, I put in that effort, that practice, that time, that success that came after that, at the end, that end result, and that's the thing I tell about people. Once you achieve that end result, you're like, what can I do next? How can I change it up? It really it becomes an amazing thing. Ultimately, you want to roll yourself into that slow and take your time of the success, because there's no, a fast result isn't fruitful. You don't enjoy it as much. I lost 20 pounds in a month, but yeah, you killed yourself on your meal preps. You didn't eat nothing. You were starving yourself. You were killing yourself 5 hours at the gym. And okay, you look great, but here's the moment you start eating bad, that within a week, that's all back again. But you took those 3, 4, 5, 6 months, that year, you made that long change, and you're like, it was worth it. I stuck to it. I committed to it. I didn't quit.
No one ever regrets the work you put in. People only regret the work they didn't put in. Right? Like, if you put in the work, guys, and you give it time and you're patient, and the thing is, patience is bitter. Mm-hmm. Like, patience is super bitter, but victory, baby,
it's bittersweet.
Sweet.
It's
victory
bittersweet.
Is so sweet, and it's separate. See, when we say bittersweet, you got to remember there's a hyphen in that, like that separates it literally. So we say it together because you can't get the sweetness without the bitterness. Yeah. However, it is a separate taste. You are not tasting sweetness at the same time. Where's the sour? Then it's sweet, baby.
That's sweet, right?
And you know what, guys? Like the big thing here is I want you to kind of take a look. I have a mentor. His name's Martin Rooney. He's a great coach. And anyways, at the end of the day, this guy is an NFL coach. He's trained MMA fighters. He has championship belts. He has everything. He's a black belt himself. I don't need to. This is not about him. This is about you. So like I said, at the end of the day, it's not about what he's done, but he's a very highly respected, highly paid coach that I get to learn from. And when I asked him, I go, hey, you're a highly respected coach. What can we do as coaches, as trainers, to speed up the knowledge that we need in order to impact more people? Because that's our purpose. That's our why. And he goes, you can't. Like, he literally pulled out his black belt. Apparently, he had it right next to him. Right. And we're on a video call. He pulls it out right next to him, and he goes, this is a black belt that took me 12 years to get, and I would not have wanted to earn it any faster, because each and every moment taught me certain valuable lessons that right now are priceless. You see, in the moment before you have them, you're paying the price without getting the fruit, right? But I live my life on this philosophy. Focus on the root. not the fruit. I'm gonna say that again for you. Focus on the root, not the fruit.
The
Okay,
foundation of it
the
all.
foundation
Yeah,
of it all.
absolutely.
And you give it time, and in time, I guarantee you, when you do the right thing, guys, your life is gonna grow in quality. And at the end of the day, you wouldn't trade the time for what you got. Like you wouldn't want to have earned it quicker because of what you learned throughout the process. The problem is most of us don't want that long route. Most of us want the fast route, and that's why we're probably, if we're in that mind state, never going to truly become our most successful or our healthiest in general.
Yeah, and we work with a lot of moms and stuff, and their biggest thing sometimes like, oh, I'm doing this because I want to keep up with my kids, and it reflects back, and for me it's like, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Ultimately, we're only here for a while, you know, 80, 100 years, whatever the case may be. We're only here for a while. And you want to look back and don't want to regret, how could I have been if I worked out, if I would have stayed in shape? How would my kids look up to me? Because here's the thing, too. The way you take care of yourself also influences the others around you, And by you becoming more successful, it's a sad thing, but your circle does become also smaller. But you have to also understand it's a good thing as well. Because you got to understand the people that stick with you in the long run, like, hey, keep going, keep losing that weight, keep pushing yourself, those people. Of course, it's us that we got to do it. It's myself, we got to do it. Those extra yeses, that extra push, phenomenal. It's that cherry on top of that ice cream. All right. Make sure it's healthy though. But it makes it more fruitful. And you look back and that influence that you give to others, For me, I love that I've influenced my family to being healthy. It took me years. It took me 5 years to finally convince them. Just recently, this year, 2020, I finally convinced my entire family that I live with to eat healthy. They're exercising. They're working out. They're being patient about it. I said, take all the bad junk out of the house. Throw away the chips. Throw away the snacks. Throw all this stuff. Like, we don't need it. Because if it's in front of you, if the temptation is in front of you, guess what? You're going to tempt. You're going to eat it, and you're going to not do what you want to do, which is stay healthy and keep on track with it, So that's a big thing. You got to understand, like you said, the why, the commitment. It's got to be there. It all starts with your mind. And once the mind is there, then guess what? The body's going to come through it,
And you mentioned something. You were talking about your environment. Like if the people around you are not doing it, like, you're only going to be drawn into that environment. So at the end of the day, guys, you got to realize, like, you got to get committed to the process, but you got to get around other people who are also committed. You mentioned something. Misery loves company, but success also loves company. I'm going to be truthful. This is the first time I've ever heard that because most people are focused on the freaking misery over the success. Success does love company. You go get yourself around a couple successful people, a couple people that have lost the weight, that have built the muscle. They don't need to be rich. They don't need to be anything of that sort.
Because here's the thing, though, because success makes you push for more success.
Exactly.
Because when you're around people that are stronger, they're smarter, they're faster, they're more, guess what? I need to keep up with him. I got to push. It's a new drive now.
And you never meet a successful person, and you never meet someone that's maybe more successful than you, like in a certain area. Like if you met someone that lost 50 pounds and you're trying to lose 50 pounds, you will never go up to them and hear them call you fat. Ever. Like they will always encourage you. They will always be the biggest supporters. And the thing is, the people who are overweight and making excuses, and it's nothing about being overweight, but at the end of the day, if they're making excuses, they're just going to make you feel comfortable with where you're at rather than trying to encourage you to go make a change.
Yeah, and it's sad because... And the reason why is because when they see someone change, they feel like that person is becoming better than I am. Hence why they become and they push like, you don't lose that weight. You're wasting your time at the gym. You're not going to do it, And it's one of those things they try to push those people down because, like you said, it's the misery loves that company. Say, I'm going to put you down, but you're going to stay here with me, And that's one of those things. But like you said, those people that are in shape, that are successful, they're like, you got this. You can drop those 20 pounds. You can keep going. If I can do it, you can do it. It's we have to embrace that suck, unfortunately.
Into that. And you know what, guys? Like I said, what I really want to leave you with is I want to make sure that you're getting committed to your process. You're getting married to your process. It's going to suck a little bit. Robert said it. You have to embrace the suck. And, another military, saying that I learned from some fellow Marines I get to hang around with is you got to slow down to speed up. What was that? That smooth as fast?
It's us. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Hey, there you go. And at the end of the day, guys, you got to slow down to speed up. So slow it down. Stop looking for overnight changes. Stop looking for the quick fix. Stop spending your money on things that don't really matter.
Yeah, you'll see those commercials. You'll see the well, not honestly Bowflex, but you see like these jaw smashers, all these things.
I got a funny story of my aunt. My aunt went and got a freeze your fat done. And look, I love her. If she ends up listening to this, I love you, Tia. But at the end of the day, she goes, yeah, my
like,
neck was loose. She goes, I had some extra skin. It's my genetics. My skin is loose. And I'm going, we have the same genetics. It's not your genetics. It's the way you eat and the lack of exercise.
Exactly.
And I called her out because I love her. And I told her, hey, let me help you. Like I said, let me help you out. This is the best bet. She went and spent $5,000 on a 3-week fix. Like she was literally like, it worked for 3 weeks.
And that's the thing though, temporary.
Temporary.
Temporary. But again, she tried to justify it though, didn't she?
And that was the thing. We were at the family party, family function, and I did it and it worked for 3 weeks. It was $5,000, it was this, it was that. And the second I wanted to talk about nutrition and fitness, I became the enemy. But like I said, I'd much rather be the enemy temporary and permanently be the person that helps you succeed, because I was willing to call you out on what was going on. So look, people invest the money, people invest their time and their focus on the wrong things. Guys, you need to invest and focus on your why. You need to invest and focus on, are you committed to your process? Are you willing to get married to your results? Because your results are not going to happen until they know that you're willing to push through the hard times. If you ask anyone who has been committed in a marriage, 100%, I'm talking 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, 40 years, and you've been able to see something as beautiful as that, they will sit here and they will talk so much smack to each other. Like the husband and the wife are so committed to each other. They are like, screw you, I love you. Screw you, I love you. And they're smiling while they're saying both. And the truth is because they've been through the bad and they've been through the good. Goods. And through the bad and through the good, they know that they got each other. And at the end of the day, that is priceless. And you guys got to be there for yourself. You got to be willing to trust yourself. When you commit to a promise and when you say, I'm going to do this, you got to know in your heart you're going to commit to it, because unless you know you are completely married, and remember, marriage means that divorce is not an option. Now, like I said, we're talking fitness. I'm talking when you get committed. If you've had something, I'm going to tell you myself personally, I've had so many things I've given up on my life. All right. I actually think that fitness was probably the one thing that I can say I honestly did not give up on. Everything else I quit on. And we live our life on this philosophy in our gym. Don't quit, right? And it's more than just don't quit. It's all about literally staying committed to the process, because that's what it takes. It takes discipline, it takes time, it takes patience, but it takes you realizing, hey, this is going to take time, and I'm going to be married and put in the work throughout the hard times, and by focusing on the root, I will get to the fruit. So Rob, I mean, what do you got for everyone, man?
Other than that, hey, my biggest thing is, like I said, I wanted to do this because I wanted to tap into not just just the fitness of the meal prepping and nutrition. That's all great stuff. We're going to talk about that. But I wanted to really deep down to the number one step, the real number one step, the commitment. That was the biggest thing, I was like, what is the one thing? Because once you have that one thing, the rest are going to, all the pieces to the puzzle are going to slowly fit, It takes that time, and of course, we're going to talk about the emotional about this, the physical aspect, the nutritional aspect, the recovery, the injuries, all this stuff. We're trying to give this information, you guys, because we want this information. Because remember, knowledge is power at the end of the day. And if we don't have the knowledge, if we don't know what to do, if we don't know how to understand our mind, our hows, our whys, the whats, the needs, then we haven't hit that first stage of getting started. And I tell people the hardest thing is getting through that door. Once you're here, you're putting in the work. Once you're through that door, once you get out of the bed, once you hit stop on that alarm clock, not snooze, but stop. All right, I'm up. I'm ready to go. Once you hit that first snooze, you've already lost. You already told yourself, I'm okay. Like for me, I get excited to wake up early because I know that people are still sleeping and I got the day ahead of them.
Sure, we're recording this while people are still sleeping.
They're still sleeping, exactly. So, hey guys, I hope you guys liked today's first episode. If you guys have any questions, any comments, like Coach Christian, Coach Robert, we want you to talk about this exercises. the mental, the emotional. If you got guys questions, you guys love these videos, let us know. Share these videos, not just with the people that you know. Share this with friends, with your coworkers, with your families. Let people spread the word, all right? We're here to change your life for the best. We want to see you guys succeed. Like I said, success also loves company, all right? We want you to succeed when it comes to your goals. We want you to change, not physically, but mentally and emotionally. Because guess what? It becomes a better and it becomes a more amazing time. Not just for you, but it's for us coaches too. All right? So hope you guys like today's episode. You got anything for them?
Welcome to the first episode of Real Talk Fitness, baby. Hey, guys, look, go take action on what we talked about. Let us be the people that encourage you to do better. And more importantly, blame us. When you send it to your friends and family, blame Coach Christian, Coach Robert. It doesn't have to go on you. Like I said, call some people out with it, but blame us. And that's who we are. We're going to be the people that keep you accountable. So look, keep coming back for more. Rock on, guys. Woo!
Awesome. Also, you can watch this. I know he's like, I'm ready to go. Also, you can watch this on video on their Facebook, on YouTube. You guys, we're gonna be having the links as well, so you guys can listen to this in your car or while you're working out or when you're running, wherever you want to go. So it's on the go too. So we don't want you to be driving and watching the video at the same time. So you can also listen to this. All right. So hope you guys have a great day. Have a good one. Stay tuned for more episodes. Peace.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.